Welcome to Impact OC, the only program showcasing the people and organizations shaping Orange County. With your host, Don Camber.
Hello, live from the OC Talk Radio studios at UCI's Beal Applied Innovation Center. I'm OC Talk Radio Public Affairs Director Don Camber with another great guest positively impacting our community. Today, I welcome Mary's Kitchen CEO and President Gloria Suess. Since 1984, Mary's Kitchen has been enhancing the lives of the homeless by providing daily life necessities like food and clothing. It sees the intrinsic worth in everyone and wants to make sure individuals are confident they won't go to bed hungry. Thank you, Gloria, for being on Impact OC.
I'm pleased to be here.
Gloria, please tell us the story about Mary's Kitchen founder, Mary McAnena.
Well, Mary McAnena was walking home from daily mass at Holy Family Cathedral and cutting through Hart Park in Orange and saw a young woman sitting on a towel eating pork and beans out of a can with her fingers. So she stopped to ask her why, and the girl said, well, she was hungry and she had no place to go. So Mary brings her home with her and feeds her and takes care of her for a while. And then Mary decides that if she was hungry in the park, there should be other people. So she gets somebody, because she never drove or anything, to take her to the store, and she gets a whole body chicken and barley and celery, and she makes this big pot of soup. And it was so heavy she couldn't take it off of her little 4-burner stove. So she calls church to get Tita Smith and some young man to come over, and they take that big kettle of soup and put it in a wagon, take some spoons and bowls, and off to Hart Park they go. And that's how we started. We were taking soup to the park. Well, then with that came the meals, and but every day we had to make that soup, and did for years and years and years. Anyway, so then we got to be quite popular in the park, attracting many people. And I'm a real estate broker in my other life, and I was having an open house up the street where Mary lived on Grand Street. And I saw her coming up the stairs, and I said to my business partner, you know, that's the woman who feeds the homeless in Hart Park. So Mary comes in, and she looks around, and she says to me, I'm Mary. And that's all she ever said, and you better know who she was. And I said, yes, Mary, I know who you are. And she said, and I need your help. And I said, okay, I can get a group of women and come once a week and help you. So that's what we did. Then we were in the park for, about 6 years. And then the city and the neighborhood thought maybe we were attracting the wrong people to the park. And there was a big to-do and a lot of protesting and what to do about feeding the homeless. So the mayor came to Mary and me and said, really, if you'll go quietly, we will give you a place in the city maintenance yard, which is down the street from the police department, back by a railroad track. On the side is the maintenance yard, and on the other side is a wholesale nursery. So it's a perfect spot for us. And we moved there with the help of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Orange. And we're there for 27 years and serving probably 200 homeless people or people who were hungry, who came to a fresh cooked breakfast, a fresh cooked lunch, and then the sack lunch to go. In the meantime, they could take showers, wash their clothes, charge their phones, get clothes, or any other things that they needed. And so we were going along, and we always had an agreement with the city.
Is this Anaheim?
No, this is Orange.
Okay, City of
This
Orange.
is Orange. So we're in Orange, and we have an agreement with the city that we renew every 5 years. And we always said they only belong to us when they're inside the gate, because we were gated. And they belong to the city if they're outside the gate. So then it would become a city problem and not a Mary's Kitchen problem. And that was always to do. Well, anyway, we get an early termination on our early termination notice on our agreement, and then a lawsuit ensures. And we You can win battles, but you still lose the war because they do own the land, and we owned everything on it. So about a year and a half ago, we had to move, and then we decided we were financially stable, and we would just go to another place. Well, they'd look at our financials, and they were very happy to have us, and then we'd say, we're bringing the homeless, and they said, oh, no, you're not. Nobody wants the homeless around. And like I tell the homeless, it isn't that people don't like the homeless, they don't like what you do. So don't leave a mess and don't touch anything that's not yours. And I've been telling them that for 30 years. But anyway, so then we decided where the need is going to be is with families and food. So now we probably serve 10,000 people a month. In that we go out to many schools in Anaheim. We have moved to Anaheim. And we go to churches and mobile home parks. And we bring it all there. We rescue it. That's what we're called now. We're a food rescuer. But but we have a food rescue program where we rescue the food and we keep it safe and sorted, and then we take it out to wherever we're going to distribute it. And it's in like a farmer's market, and families come through and pick out what they would like. And we ask them how many are they feeding in the family. We really have no restrictions on who comes or what. And then they can pick out what they want. And if they have, 10 in the family with multiple generations or something, then they will get more, get double potatoes or something. Anyway, so that has been very successful. And starting in August now, we'll be going to 23 schools in Anaheim once a month, at least once a month, sometimes twice a month. And then we have churches that we go to every week, and we have other schools in Anaheim that we go to every week. So it's been very enlightening to see how many people really need that extra food to get through the week. And when you look at them, they have to make the decision: are they going to put gas in the car so they can get to work? Are they going to pay the rent, or are they going to buy food? And so we're trying to take away that food insecurity, and we're trying to have no stigma to it. And so now our model is we're sharing our abundance with those in need. And so that it's just like a neighbor. If they've got extra avocados from their tree, they bring it over to you. Or if they've got extra oranges or whatever, or maybe tomatoes or whatever they're growing, and they bring it over. So that's what we're trying to implement, that everybody's welcome, and it's because we're just sharing our abundance.
So do people have to qualify?
No,
no qualifying. So what are the demographics of the people you serve?
Everybody.
Just anybody who needs.
Anybody who hears about it. The schools advertise it.
In the city of Anaheim.
Yes.
Is it strictly to the city of Anaheim, or could it be outside?
Oh, no, we go outside too. We go to Orange, we go to Tustin. And we'll go I think we're going to start to go to Placentia. So we're negotiating on what day we can be out there. So it doesn't matter if they call us and say that there's a need, then we can go. Providing it's within our schedule.
So it's more of a food and clothing distribution as opposed to some cooked meals.
Cooked meals. Yeah, no cooked meals. We have no cooking facilities where we're at.
So where do you get the food and where do you get the clothing?
Oh, clothing just comes. Clothing just comes because they still remember Mary's Kitchen, where we took everything. And now we try to limit what we take, but we still have one section of the warehouse that's for people who get apartments. And then we have some kitchen stuff that we can give out. The food, we go to Imperfect Food, and we get the freshest produce there is. And that's kind of our attraction, is that our food is very fresh and very good. And then we have grocery stores that we pick up. But from the grocery stores, that's the leftovers. So that's not as fresh as when we go to Imperfect Food. And then we have a food broker that works with us. So when she finds food, then we will go and get it. And we now have a refrigerator truck, so that in these heating days that we can drive a distance and still be, the food is still kept very cold. And then we can take that. They take the refrigerator truck with us, so the food is kept cold while we're serving it. But we rarely take more than an hour to serve, because by the people are already lined up, and so as soon as we get the food set out and sorted, they come through quickly.
Now, when you go to the schools, is it during a school day? And the
Mm-hmm.
families will come to the school during a school day and take whatever food they want and the clothing they want. Now, you mentioned a warehouse. Where's the warehouse? Where can they drop off clothing donations?
That's at 790 East Deborah Lane in Anaheim. And we're open from 8 to 4:30, 6 days a week.
So what kinds of items do you want? Clothing.
Men's clothing and good shoes. Women get rid of their clothes, men don't. And so we would like, we need men's clothing and children's clothing. And now the schools would like us to have a closet also, which we can certainly do because we get enough donations to do that. And it seems, and we want there to be no stigma whatsoever, because I had someone who was volunteering, and she remembered when she was little, she and her mother had gone through a food line. And I said, how did that make you feel? And she said she was embarrassed. I said, well, we're not going to allow that. There's no embarrassment to come. And besides that, at the price of salmon, wouldn't you just like to get it at a food giveaway?
And you also get hygiene products.
Yes, we do. And then we give those out too. And we still give lunches to homeless. We have different agencies that come in, and we will make up lunches for them to take out to the homeless.
And how do you prepare those?
We just make sandwiches and put in fruit and drinks and it's sweet and the salt. That's how our lunches
are. And you say you deliver them to the homeless? Where? People who are unhoused?
Unhoused.
And where?
And all over the county.
If you see people unhoused, you just go and deliver food to them?
I don't. We don't.
No.
But we have agencies that come in.
You have agencies that do it based on the food that you collect through your organization.
That they come and get the lunches and then take it out.
And is that weekly or daily?
Well, we do it 3 times a week.
You do it 3 times a week.
Yeah.
What are the demographics of your volunteers?
Oh, everybody. And it's everybody from people who have to because of school. You know, we have a lot of young people. And there's ones that have to do community service. And then we just have volunteers that come because they want to be able to help with the community. And we're very blessed in that we have always had enough volunteers. Enough. What we would like to have, as we had in the old Mary's Kitchen, we had a captain every day. So there was a Monday captain, there was a Monday chef, and then there was the other people that would come, and one would make the salad, or 3 of them would make the salad, and one, you know, it was different. It was the same people. You would know that you were Monday or you were Tuesday or Wednesday, or whatever day you worked. Now we have a turnover in our volunteers, because they come and they have, 20 hours of service to do, and then when that 20 hours is over, but they kind of like it, so they say, well, we'll come back when they have time to come back and serve a couple more hours. So we're pleased with our volunteers. I would just like more steady ones, who want to be there every Tuesday.
Is there a desired number of volunteers, desired number of hours a week you'd like people to commit to?
Well, I now have, it's called reemployability or back to work, and it's people who have been injured on the job, but they can still do some work, and their employer will pay them their salary that they would be getting if they were working, and then they give us 40 hours a week. So we have those people, but they're limited in what they can do. And our boxes aren't heavy, and we have enough people that nobody should have to lift a box that's too heavy for them. And, we have a forklift, and we have pallet jacks and everything. So it's the training of those people. And there's always sorting to do. The food comes in, you've got to sort it. And you have to keep track of how much food you bring in, how much food you give away, and how much food you throw away. So, that's the news.
You throw away a good amount of food?
Well, we try not to. We try to save as much as we can, and you know, our if you won't eat it, throw it. You know, and with the young people, you know, they're so stuck on dates. And so I always say to them, you know, in the old days, we didn't have dates. You smelled it or you tasted it. And we all grew to be old. But they're very conscious of dates. And then there are certain public health codes that how long something can be out of date. And that's all posted around, so everybody refers to it.
How are you funded?
Everybody. We have no government money, and we've just been blessed all these years.
Do you have events to raise money? Fundraising events?
We haven't, but somebody was suggesting that. I think one time we did a garage sale, and we did very well. But, you know, the things that come to us are freely given to us, so we feel that we should freely give them to other people who need them. And, you know, we have a website where you can donate online and everything. And the board has been talking about having a fundraiser, and what kind would we have? You know, we're not really a dinner party type of organization. People that have donated to us have donated $100 or $50 a month for 10 years or more. You know, they just put that in their budget to do. But you know, you have to go after the big money. You have to, and like I say, we've been very blessed in that. But and it's interesting on the different avenues of life that people donate to us. It's even our homeless try to give us something. You know, it's a few bucks, but in the beginning I wouldn't take it. And this, you know, I've been at this business a long time.
Yeah.
So I said, oh, no, you don't have to pay me back. And then somebody talked to me about it and said, you know, it means something to them that they're able to pay you back. And I thought, I better take it, you know.
So describe what it looks like when they do donate.
The homeless or anybody. Or when the homeless do it, let's say they had to have gas in their car. Now, this is before gas was, you know, $6 a gallon or something. So I have a special fund that's called Mary's Purse. And when Mary was alive, and she died in 2003, that they'd come up and ask for money or something, and she would give them $1 out of her purse. So then we decided we'd have this fund that was specific, just for Mary's Purse, and out of that, I would buy gas for them. And now I don't give them money. I take them to the gas station, and whatever amount I'm going to spend, I spend. And then, or, you know, their car registration, you know, all those things that when you're barely making it and then you get hit with something else, you know, to try to make that. And then sometimes their glasses, because they need a certain prescription that's not all covered, so we will cover that. We will cover whatever they have to come and, you know, plead their case of why they need money. And then we always sign something. And but, you know, in my heart, I know, you know, they're never going to be able to pay this back. But even if they try to give me a few dollars, you know, and then we make a note of it. And I understand that feeling that they're able to pay some of it back.
Do you see the same people over and over again?
No. Now, I do at the give outs, but, you know, we don't have as much as a personal relationship with them. Well, they come through and, you know, I've seen them before, and I know how many they're in their family and what they like and what they don't like. And because they get to pick it out, you know, there's no problem with that. We do not help so many. No, I can't say that, because there are families that are a little short on the rent or their down payment, or, you know, to get into a place. And then when you're so close and you've tried really hard and you know that they're working and they're doing well and trying to keep the family together, then we will step in and help what we can.
What's Goodlear.com wish list?
Oh, what used to be a refrigerator truck But now we've been blessed with a refrigerator truck. And what we would really like is a place of our own. We're renting now, and said we'll have to, that we aren't having the homeless there, that we would like to buy our own building. And then fill it with the right amount of refrigeration and freezer room, because that's what you really need, is to make sure that food is always cold. And now we use the refrigerator truck as another refrigerator, and it's a 26-foot truck, so we can put a lot of pallets in there to keep it cold.
So the wish list is on that website?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The other thing that's on the website is that you can sign up. You can donate on the website, and you can also donate. You can sign up to volunteer.
What's the website?
MarysKitchen.org. And it's interesting at what comes over the website as far as amounts of money. People will donate, $10 or whatever. But then last week, somebody donated. I was looking at it, and I said, I wonder how many zeros that are. And I said, oh, isn't this nice? We got 2,000. Well, no, it was 20,000. Don't even know who it is. And so that's what happens every day. There's always a little miracle at Mary's that keeps us going.
Well, what is the impact Mary's Kitchen is having on the homeless population in Orange County?
We're not so much involved with the homeless anymore, but now with the new laws that they can't be on the street, I don't know where they're going to go. They've been working to, especially with SSI homeless people, of getting them into apartments. And I have visited several of the apartments they've got. They're very nice, they're brand new, and they're furnished very well. And there's staff on campus with them. Okay. So hopefully that's the way to go. But there's so many that need that help. And so many of the homeless will not go into a shelter, and they really don't want to be inside. Okay. So I don't know what those answers are. I think our biggest impact now is on families who need need some assistance, and they're very, very appreciative of it.
Thank you, Mary's Kitchen CEO and President Gloria Suess, for being on Impact OC. And I thank everyone for tuning in. I'm OC Talk Radio Public Affairs Director Dawn Camber. Have an impactful day.
You've been listening to Impact OC, the only program showcasing the people and organizations shaping our community. Right here on Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio.